Gentlemen, this is the Dirty Dojo. I'm Sifu Z,
I'm Sifu Chad.
and I'm here in the foothills of the Sierra Nevadas in California. Sifu Chad's in Colorado, and this is our open door session that we make available to you, the general public. And this is an opportunity for you guys to train with us or to be introduced to training with us, I think is the best way to say that. um, and to also introduce you to martial arts, in specific Wing Chun. That's what we both um, train in and have been doing for many years. We also um, do a bit of exercise, and that's kind of what we do right now. Is we're not going to go into Wing Chun. If you want to join us and do the traditional Wing Chun training, then join us over on patreon.com/sifuz. What we do here is martial art influenced exercises to improve our health, and also sort of dabble in some self-defense techniques. um, so before we start, Steve Chad, is there anything that you wanted to say to our fine audience before we begin?
You're all wonderful people. You should
There
train.
you go. there you go. And that, of course, is to all you wonderful people. You know who you are. If you notice, behind Sifu Chad is the Mook Jong, and also one of these things, a sandbag. We're not going to go into Mook Jong here. Again, if you want to do that, join us over on Patreon. But we will share with you our sandbag training, and then we're going to do some exercises, again, martial art influenced exercises, and specific Wing Chun influenced exercises. So if you've been to this channel before, you know that Sandbag is our number one training device. So many of you may already have this, which is great. You'll be able to join us. If you don't, then join us in some of our previous videos, and we go into great detail as to how to make a proper sandbag. So I'm gonna look at the time here. Okay, we're only 3 minutes in. Aloha, Justin.
Hey, Jeff.
Welcome. All right. Well, let's get going. Sandbag. We're at 3 minutes, so that will take us when we get to 13 minutes into this video. Um, yeah, we'll be finny. So um see, oh man, you actually have your sandbag set up so you can hit it.
Yeah.
Nice, very nice.
Of course, when I actually do the Mook Jong form, I'll take it off, right? So.
Yeah, yeah. Now, well, some people like to have the sandbag on the Mook Jung, and hit. They leave it on. They'll probably use a smaller one of those more smaller traditional kung fu sandbags, and they'll attach it to the upper and lower portions of the Mook Jung so they can strike the Mook Jung. But yeah, you guys know how I feel about that, so I won't. No need to reiterate my feelings on that. However, I do. I mean, how Sifu Chad is doing it is fine. Like he says, if he's going to do the Mook Jung, then he'll just remove the sandbag. If you have the Mook Jung in a frame, I do like putting the sandbags on the frame. It actually helps to weigh down the whole Mook Jung, and really works nice. You do Mook Jung and then turn around and strike the sandbags, you know, on either side. So Now, if you're joining us doing sandbag for the first time, or even if you've been doing this with us, just a reminder: make sure you're not really hitting the bag really hard. You're trying to do very gradual conditioning of the hand. Enough. Now, by the way, we have the full bodybuilding playlist up on YouTube, and it's public for now. It's public. So the reason I'm leaving it public is so people will chime in and offer maybe some suggestions, because there's a lot of there's so much information out there on bodybuilding and whatnot, right? So um so I'm going to leave it up there, see if anybody chimes in with anything interesting uh regarding bodybuilding and lifting. Aloha, love, Dev. I see you. Welcome. This is a live stream in respect to martial arts and martial art influenced exercise. Welcome, if that's what you're here for. Yeah, just don't, if you're doing this on your own at home. Again, train at your own risk. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Okay. And if you happen to be doing this on your own, yeah, don't hit it hard, unless that's what you want to do. If you want to hit it hard, but there's a good chance you're going to be damaging your hand. And it's very natural to want to hit this hard, right? Especially as you develop your hands more and more, you're actually more capable of hitting it hard. I think hitting it hard is a good, once you've developed your hand, hitting it hard is a good demonstration, because then you're not going to damage your hand demonstrating hitting hard, but you will damage your hand constantly hitting really hard all the time. So again, you want to slowly develop um, your hands. Aloha, toxic wasteland. This is the Dirty Dojo. Welcome. Haven't seen any these folks. You must be new to the channel. Welcome. We're 8, 9, 10, so we're a little over halfway done. You can use the sandbag for developing elbow strikes, for your elbow, developing your elbow, wrist, fingers. And again, you can also have multiple sandbags and hang them uh, like Sifu Chad is, and work the upper and lower gates. But you might want to understand that if you're using two sandbags, first, it's a really, I really enjoy it, using two sandbags. However, it's not what the sandbags for. Sandbags for developing the hands predominantly, right? So, there's Sifu Chad's doing an exercise there that was taught to us by Grandmaster Chris Chan. It's very valuable, but we won't go into that. That's more of a specialized exercise. Again, if you want to get more into some of these finer secrets, kung fu secrets, join us over on patreon.com/SifuZ. If you haven't done already, be sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 500. 500 is our goal right now. Did you know, Sifu Chad, that, oh, thank you, Toxic Wasteland. Yeah, did you know that that's our most recent goal? 500.
500. All
Yes,
right.
500. I'm told that if you focus on a number, it will happen. So, all right, I'm going to focus on it. Yeah, this is great. This is great for practicing your hammer fist. You notice in the UFC when guys are fighting that a lot of them resort to hammer fists instead of this. And that's because they don't have to worry about breaking their wrists. They
Yeah.
can, yeah, it kind of come down really hard as long as it's somewhat developed, and they're all wrapped up too.
Yeah, like an
So
enclosed karate chop. Just
yeah.
yeah.
All right, we've got 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Now, the benefit of holding the sandbag when you're training is you're kind of getting a little bit of a weight resistance training as well. You can use these sandbags for uh, almost like dumbbells. you, you do a combo dumbbell sandbag training. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. That's what the kids used to say, right? I haven't heard that saying lately. It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah, I haven't really heard that saying lately, but maybe it's just the region. Ooh, I'm getting a little pump out of this. Nice. Yeah. How about this? Check this out. You don't move. You don't punch. You bring the sandbag into it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think we've come up with something. It's
Yeah.
all good. Wasteland says that's he says it all the time still. Where are you from, Wasteland? Ooh, I think I need to build a new sandbag. This has really turned to powder.
Yeah, I'm
As
gonna do the same actually.
Michigan. All right, man. There's a lot of people here in California from Michigan. It's really incredible the amount of people from Michigan. But I guess if you want to get out of the cold of Michigan, you're rather going to go to Florida or California to experience the opposite of Michigan, right? But I hear there's really beautiful areas in Michigan. So, Chad, have you been to Michigan?
Only kind of the border where what was that ski resort called? There's like a little valley. Al Aston, I think it was, and it's kind of like next to Wisconsin, but it's sort of southeast Michigan. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking Minnesota. No, I haven't been to Michigan.
Okay, yeah, that's what that I got mixed up too because I would have swore it was one of those places. It was Minnesota, right? It wasn't Michigan.
Yeah, I
Hey,
went wrong. Yeah,
no offense, Wasteland.
sorry,
Yeah,
man.
I don't know if there's any strife between Michigan and what was the place again? Missouri,
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Of course, Minnesota. You just got to say it that way, then you'll remember
Yeah.
it. Minnesota. So.
Very friendly people.
Yeah. All right, let's do some classic kung fu. Right, we're going to do some classic kung fu, and we're going to do a classic kung fu exercise. So, um, I say classic because we're not doing our usual Wing Chun goat stance. We're going to do our horse stance. Right, horse stance. The way we like to do horse stance is bend down until the wrists meet the inside of your knees, and then that's the stance that you want to hold. All right. Yeah, I know. Now both of you guys got your Mook Jong set up. So you've now forced my hand. As soon as I get my car back, and my car is in the shop. So as soon as I get the vehicle back, if I get the vehicle back,
Ooh.
they're threatening to what do you call it, one it's done when the vehicle is done. Yes, sir. This is Wing Chun. Aloha, Patrivia, Singa. I don't know if I said that properly, but welcome. All right, we're going to do our Huen Sao exercise. So, the beautiful thing about Wing Chun is you don't need a lot of special gear. You don't need a lot of room. All right. So let's start again. Horse stance. Chest up, nice and straight. Really use your hamstrings and your okole. You know what okole is, right? Then we're good. Okole, really squeeze. Because your legs are open like this, you're gonna tend to want to things are gonna tend to want to open up, right? So really try what we call nimlik. Really activate your nimlik. It's a lot easier to do nimlik like this, right? But we also have to do nimlik when we're in this position. And that's way harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be sure to keep your nimlik activated. All right, let's do it. Left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Snap it, right? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Bring it in. Right side. Sifu Chad, would you count this round?
Sure. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 20, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39.
And go ahead and take us into the doubles as well.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39.
And bring it in. Kinima. And left to the right. And release. Now, some of you may know this as Chi Gong exercise. And you're right. There's two forms of Chi Gong, just like there's two forms of Dao, Dao, right? The TAO and DAO, TAO and DAO. Two different uh, uh, understandings, two different hemispheres. And you know how some people are more, or they say it's been a little disproved since that one hemisphere over the other. Some people prefer one hemisphere over the other. Um, Wing Chun could easily be accused of focusing on more of the Dao. I don't know if it's the T or the D. I think it might be the D, DAO, Dao, which is very physical. So there's physiology. There's not a big, not necessarily a big spiritual or metaphysical aspect to this, but the people give a lot of metaphysical aspect to this, which is fine. I mean, whatever motivates you, emotivates you. I don't know if that's a word or not, but I'm going to pretend it is. Whatever emotivates you to do Wing Chun, right? That's good with me, man, because you're getting both in, you know. However, I would say there's probably some fluffy Wing Chun out there where they're not really doing the dynamic tension isokinetic exercise. Um, but even then, as long as you're getting into the structure, right, and kind of collapsing into the structure, you're still getting some benefit. So, yeah, yes, as Sifu Chad is demonstrating, if you're just relaxing in that stance, you're still getting benefit. If you've never done it before and you're just starting, the first benefit you'll feel is in your knees. Your knees will strengthen up. They'll probably hurt for the first day or so. And then as you do it, you'll notice your knees will be a lot stronger. So let us do one more exercise before we're out of here. Going to be with the sandbag. And what we're going to do is think I'll turn this way so you can see me a little better. Maybe get this down here. All right. So what we're going to do, we're just going to do a deep squat, right? But I'm going to just kind of turn this into a little bit of just a little bit of an exercise like this, right? We do double on saw, and then pull in, double on saw, and pull in while we're doing our deep squats. So the deep squat goes all the way down, right? All the way down, sort of Asian style squat. Yeah. There we go. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Yeah. Now, more. Let me see if I get this. Your heels should be more inside of your shoulders. So you don't want a wide stance. You want a pretty narrow stance for this because you're getting that Asian squat in. Now, if your knees are bad, then just squat as far as you feel comfortable. All right. Yeah. Um, I've noticed that I haven't been doing deep squats. And so when I first started doing these again, I was a little intimidated. But you can do these without sandbag, and you can do these assisted as well. So I got a chair here. I'm gonna use the chair. So if my body weight is too much for my knees, then use a chair. The idea is to get the full range of motion, not necessarily to offer a lot of resistance. And in fact, a lot of people lift way more weight than they can get a full range of motion from, which is not very good. You want to get a full range of motion. Now, this in particular has a really nice benefit because this is also a technique. If you're doing like a rear naked takedown, maybe you're in the seatbelt position, you're in the seatbelt, and then you just sit down. Yeah. All right. I believe that was 12. We're going to do 3 sets of 12 on this. So, tortilla. Have you heard Itman 5 is coming? I I've seen the first few Itmans, and I really enjoyed, I believe, the first 2 or 3. I think beyond that, not really an interest of mine. But if you see a good one, let me know. I'd like to see. I think they just sort of when they serialize it, then that's for a particular audience, which is
Yeah.
fine. I'm good with that. That's fine. But I'm not. I don't watch movies. I don't watch TV. I don't enjoy fiction. So it has more to do with that, you know.
Yeah, the first one was a decent historical embodiment,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and then the few kind of just seemed like hard to say if it was historically.
uh, this little transition of Fook Sao, you'd think of this. I'm doing a classic sort of wrestling or grappling kind of hand position here. You got a lot of different positions that you can do. But I'm doing mostly what would be considered a double Fook Sao, right? And there's so little. The transition is so quick when you think of it as double Fook Saos. Yeah. All right. Let's do the second set. Chad, would you count out 12 for us on this?
Okay. Eh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Nice. That's the second set. One more set's coming. Again, I've made public the bodybuilding playlist. So if you wanna and join us over there in the bodybuilding playlist. Sounds so weird. It's like not a place. Anyway, I made a bodybuilding playlist for you guys. Go check it out. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 500. We got one more set. How you feeling on this, Sifu Chad?
Feels good.
Yeah, good. Because I
Like,
know
and then keeping the
you're somebody that really strains your knees with the extreme sports and whatnot. So you
yeah,
know, so the whole idea is for it to feel good, not to
yeah,
feel strained.
no
It's a
pain. So
yeah.
I've also
Oh, good.
really accustomed to the Asian squat, so there's that too.
Yeah. Also, what you want to do is add weight. So I have dumbbells, and I'll put as much weight as I can get on one dumbbell and start doing these. But usually just one set of real heavy. But I don't mind doing them this way because we're doing a lot of lower body anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one thing, another exercise I do quite similar with this, sandbag or even like a kettlebell is for the Asian squat. I'll squat down all the way, and then I'll push it out, bring it back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and,
Yeah. As long as you don't blow your
even
deltoids out. Yeah.
from here, and instead of just dropping it all the way here and then
Right.
lifting, kind of deal. So
Yeah.
reminds me very much of that. But I like this because it's sort of active and keeping something in
Yeah,
place.
it keeps your neural memory, it keeps that intact because you want to do what you do naturally, right?
Right. Yeah. And the bag's going to fall down. Gravity would permit it. And when you're seat belting an opponent, likely they're going to be squirming too, just
Yeah,
like it's.
yeah.
And as you try to keep it
So
up.
we're talking about seat belting, which is a move that is a precursor usually to a rear naked choke. So it's usually you're going over the shoulder and under the arm, and that's your seat belt. A lot of times you'll move your seat belt from one side to the other depending on how they're struggling. And then once the you got them in the right position, whew,
Yeah.
right to a rear naked choke. I mean, of course, you have to bring the hand out from underneath the arm, of course, right? So, anyway, let's do the last set of these. Again, if you haven't subscribed, do so. We're trying to get to 500. After this open door session, the first half of our session here, after this, we go on over to patreon.com/cfuz. If you join us over there, yeah, you can keep training with us. Let's do it. Last set. Will you count these out as well?
Sure.
There.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah. Now, all of these exercises can be made more strenuous by the intensity that you add to it. There's a way to casually do an exercise, and then there's a way to really engage your muscles and engage the system, do a posture, a movement, right? You can walk real hard like this, or you can walk easy, right? That kind of idea. So, in our approach, we really try to engage, I guess, what a lot of people would call the core. Because when you engage the core, everything sort of is activated. All right. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you next week. We may start ramping up some of these live streams. So if that's something you guys are interested in, let me know. And I'll see the rest of you over on patreon.com/SifuZ. Aloha. I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.